Today, we have a little something special that I cooked up while I was offline. It is called the Roblox Libraries tier list. What we're going to do is go through all of these Roblox libraries and see which one is truly the best by ranking them all in a scale that everyone should know. S being the best, going all the way down to F being the worst. How I'm going to format this is this. I'm going to go through how accessible it is, and we're going to go through and take a look at some of the docs, see what they tell us about it, and then I'll decide on the tier here. So let's begin. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is Bit32. To be honest with you, I think I've only ever used this once, and that was when I was trying to do bit packing for some 2D enemies at some point. I saw it in a forum post. To be honest with you, bro, I don't think I'll ever use this ever again. I think this was so overkill and way too much brain power to use this, especially in a Roblox game. Is it accessible? No. Is it fun to use? No. Does it really give you any benefit? No. F tier. I'm done with Bit32. However, this next one, Buffer. Buffer is potentially the most insane thing Roblox has ever dropped. This makes it so you can send a lot of data in a really condensed format. It's like Bit32, but better, because it's easy to use. A homeless person on the street we could teach them how to use Buffer in like 5 minutes, and they'd know how to use it. Easy peasy. Honestly, bro, and I use Buffer quite a bit. Whenever I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I want to start optimizing bandwidth, I can just throw on the Buffer to anything, and it just works. Can I please use it in a sentence? Buffer is a really, really good library, and it is going in my S tier category. I think it's the perfect library. I don't think anything comes close to it. Next up, coroutines. Now, coroutines are something that you really can't get past using. Eventually, you're going to have to use them to do something, and I think they're very useful. However, the library itself, coroutine, I don't know if I've ever really used this. I use coroutine status sometimes if I want to see a state of a thread. So like if I want to see if a thread is running or if it's suspended or whatever, I'll use coroutine status. However, is yieldable. Create, close, resume, running, wrap, yield. Never. Never have I used these in my life. I don't see a point because the task library does it all for you. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I'm gonna just go for coroutine. I'm gonna go C tier. I think it has one really, really good method, but that's it. I don't really see any point to using it otherwise. Is it beginner friendly? Not really. And really, you're only ever gonna need status, at least from my perspective. Debug. Debug is also one of those things that's insane. Is it necessarily beginner friendly? No, I don't think a lot of beginners use it, but I think that debug has this one function called profile begin and profile end, which makes it so you can see how much of a frame a specific module or function is taking up. Dude, this is insane. It has traceback as well, so you can see the call stack of some function. From my experience, having this profile begin, profile end makes it so easy to track performance of specific functions, and traceback is just so easy for debugging. Especially if a function is being called and you don't know why it's being called. Does that mean that I would put it up in S tier with Buffer? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that Buffer is insane. I love Buffer. I think man, dude, debug is just so busted. I think here's what I'm gonna do. Debug right in front of Buffer. Maybe I put them up together. Maybe I put them up together. Now that I'm thinking about it, debug can be used anywhere. Buffer can't be. I'm not writing code with Buffer all the time. Maybe I knock it down to A. Maybe I knock it down to A. Because I don't use Buffer all the time. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. I still love Buffer. I think that it's one of the greatest things Roblox has ever done. But I think debug is more well-versed. Next up, the math library. I know a couple math nerds that love this library and think it is greater than everything. This is a robust library. Almost every single math operation you want is right here. I mean, you can't go wrong with math. And if you're doing game dev, you need math. We'll throw it S tier. We'll throw it S tier. OS. I think clock is great for benchmarking, but do I use it often? Not really. I guess the date is really nice. I'm sure I've used it once or twice here and there. I'm gonna put this D tier. I don't use it that often. Next up, string. We were talking about string. I think string has a lot of great methods in it. Like I said, I like gsub. I like rep sometimes. I've used rep a couple times. It's a decent one. I'm gonna go A. It's useful in a lot of places, but I don't feel like I'm using it that much. I think I use it, but not as much as like math. Can we move this tomorrow? My power's out because of a storm. No, we're not moving this. We're halfway done. Moving on to table. Table's busted. I use table almost all the time for like almost all of these I use. Clear sometimes, which completely just clears out a table of all of its elements. Find, obviously you have to use that. You can't code without it. Create is also very good to create a table with a specific value, X amount of times. Freeze, I've used freeze a couple times. Insert, use that all the time. Move, nah. Pack, yeah, I use pack and unpack all the time. Remove and sort, I use all those too. I think table's pretty busted. I really like table. I'm gonna probably put it right. I'm gonna put it right above buffer. I don't think it's S tier, because I don't use it all the time. But I do think that it's, because I feel like I use it a lot, but I don't think it's like used as heavily as math or debug. Task. I love task. I use task all the time. I don't even think that there's anything that comes close to task. Task is like coroutine, but just better. It does everything. It's easy to read. A beginner, like, dude, a 9-year-old could figure out how to use this. So, I'm gonna put task above everything, S tier. Task is the best library of all time. If you don't know task, get to know it. It's a better weight. It's more accurate. Cancel will stop a thread from running. Obviously, coroutine has this, but it's just so easy to use it with task. What do you mean, task chill? What would you use, CLV? What is the point of the tier list? All of them are useful. They aren't all useful. Bit32 isn't that useful, OS isn't useful, and coroutine has a bunch of functions that are just cosmetic. Speaking of which, what does UTF-8 mean? I'm about to learn what this does today. I've never used this in my life. UTF-8. This library provides basic support for UTF-8 encoding. The library does not provide any support for Unicode other than the handling of the encoding. Any operation that needs the meaning of a character, such as character classification, is outside its scope. So it does nothing. Yeah, bro, I mean, this might be one of the worst libraries of all time. Dude, I would even go as far as create a brand new tier and call it garbage. Oh, I like that. Garbage disposal. UTF-8. You will never, ever use this in your entire life. You should find sample code. Yeah, let's search it up. UTF-8 Roblox Dev Forum. The Dev Forum is the home of some of the greatest code we could ever see. How to use Lua library UTF-8. UTF-8 is a character encoding that allows characters to be represented in a variety of ways. The most common way to represent UTF-8 is with a byte order mark, BOM. A BOM is a byte order mark that indicates the byte order of a file. The BOM for UTF-8 is OXEF, OXBB, OXBF. If you're using this, you've gone too far. No, I agree. Yeah, I'm be honest, bro. Dude, you would never, ever need this. Yo, can we get a chat and vote? Where would you put this on your tier list? S through F. Go. What do you mean S? B, S, B. What? What are you guys typing? Dude, these people are some trolls. I think I've used it once. D. What are you guys saying D for? Above bit32? Above OS? String is above buffer? No, it's not. No possible way. No, it's, dude, buffer's so OP. Buffer's so OP, it's easy to use. With string, some people don't even know how to use it. Dude, string may be way more used than buffer, but buffer is just a busted library. Dude, you guys are just salty that your beloved string is right below the king buffer. Dude, what are you guys on about? Look at this. Look at all these string shills, bro. Look at all of you. Dude, guys, stop glazing string so hard. Oh my god. Can we get UTF-8 in C or B tier? No. This is a rock solid list. And I venture to guess that once I post this to YouTube, they're all gonna agree. They're all gonna be like, Foshes, you're the king. Foshes, you're amazing. I completely agree. Buffer should be S tier, actually. Those people are smart. So string above buffer? Nope. Fine. I'll do string above buffer. I'll do string above buffer because you guys won't stop complaining. String above buffer. Final list. Final list. We'll go through it one more time. In S tier, we have in order, task, debug, then math. In A tier, we have table, then string, then buffer. All in that order. Nothing in B. Nothing quite hit B. C, coroutine, because coroutine has coroutine.status. D, os.clock is the only thing I use in the OS library. F, bit32, you're never going to use this. You're never going to use this, and if you do, it might be for like a little small little thing, whatever. Garbage disposal UTF-8, you're never ever going to need this. I mean, copper tier list. Dude, you guys, all I want to say is if you guys were in the hot seat right now, you would have a very similar tier list. You guys, the only reason why you guys are getting all involved and whatever and having all these crazy opinions is because the hive mind is telling you to have the same opinion.